Hey, everybody. Welcome to day 24 and 25. I'm doing these a couple of days behind, but I wanted to make sure I still got the information out to whoever might be interested in learning about some new self-care activities for you to try out and see, does this work for me? Do I like it or not? Excuse me. So 30 days of self-care. September is Self-Care Awareness Month, and I am sharing with you tips for day 24 and 25. And the tips for those 2 days are to enjoy a cup of tea or coffee in a local park. So enjoying a cup of tea or coffee is one. And then going to a local park. Well, surprisingly, and funny enough, you can pair those together. Why not? If you'd like. If not, then, do them one by one. Whatever you choose to do. Remember that self-care is, everyone's self-care is going to be different. Self-care is essential, and there is no right or wrong way in doing or practicing self-care as long as you are taking care of yourself. All right, so let's start with going to a local park. Some benefits to going to a local park is that just by physically being in the park, even if you just intend to just sit, there is a good potential that it may increase your chance of being more physically active. Well, one, because you're going to have to get out of your car and walk to a place to sit, unless you choose to sit in your car, which is totally fine. You can modify and change these activities however you choose. But it could cause you to be a little bit more physically active. Hey, thanks for joining. It could encourage you to be a little bit more active. You might see other people walking, or you might want to go and look at some nice scenery, or might want to go to the pond, which might be a little bit further away from where you're parked. So going to a local park could cause you to get up and move a little bit more. And if you watched any of my last videos, one thing I mentioned about doing short workouts, that if you move 10 to 11 minutes a day, that by itself is going to help to increase your lifespan. You could live longer just by moving just 10 to 11 minutes a day. So if you just walk around the park or walk to a certain location and back to your car, 10 to 11 minutes, that's better than you doing absolutely nothing, right? Going to a local park can help reduce stress. You might be more physically active, or you might just, allow yourself to pause and to sit and to be. And so those type of things help to reduce our stress. Remember, if we don't deal with that stress, we're just going to keep piling on top of it, which is going to make it worse. It's kind of like boiling water in a pot, or the thermometer, the rising temperature that you see on a thermometer. Getting outside, which is another one of the tips that I shared this month, can help you to get more fresh air, get more vitamin D, which is going to help you to feel better as well, emotionally and mentally. Going to a local park can help you to socialize a little bit more. You might see somebody you know, or you might just generally run into some friendly and kind people. So going out to a park can be really helpful in getting you to kind of socialize a little bit. Now, if you're an introvert like me, you don't have to socialize. Remember, you can change these activities, modify them however you choose, whichever way works for your preferences and your lifestyle, right? So if you're an introvert, then, one tip you could use is you can put on some headphones. Generally, people won't bother you because they're going to assume that you can't hear them anyway, whether you have something playing or not. And I would do like the ones that cover your ears, because the little earbuds, we don't see those half the time, especially those new ones. I thought I had one, but you know what I'm talking about, the ones that just go right in your ear, like it's just a little bud just fits right in your ear. People can't see that. So if you really want to not be bothered, but you want to be out, get some sun, get the fresh air, I advise you get those Beats or something. Get the old school headphones to cover your entire ear. Okay, it's a little retro, maybe a little old for some people, but if you want to be in your introverted world, you might want to try it. I'm sure you can get it for like Five Below or the dollar store or something like that. They don't even have to work, y'all. I'm just saying. Okay. It gets you to socialize. It gets you to maybe be in community with other people. You can invite a friend to come and sit with you in the park. It can help boost creativity. It's going to help your brain to stop and slow down, right? Because we are running our brains, most of us, constantly all day until we go to sleep. And our brain needs a break, just like a car, just like a kid, just like anything you can think of, your computer, everything needs a break. Your phone has to reboot. All these type of things need a reboot. And sleep isn't always enough. Sometimes we work so hard that our brain can be overworked. It can be less effective. So something like this, going to a park and sitting there for a couple of minutes, could boost your creativity because it allows your brain to rest. They call these a brain break. So use it as a brain break. It can also help to restore your mind from mental fatigue. So a lot of great benefits to that, to just going to a local park. So some tips for you with this activity is to look up your local parks, look up their hours. So you don't want to get frustrated and get there and realize that it's closed. And especially now that we're going into the fall season, even though the sun hasn't gone down any sooner, it soon will be. So the park hours will change. So you want to look up the parks that are near you, look up their hours. I suggest that you have some walking shoes already in your car, or maybe a sweater, a sweatshirt, a jacket, or something like that. So you don't have any reason not to do it, right? So maybe just put a few items in the trunk of your car. So that way, anytime you might get a spur of motivation to go to sit in a park, there's nothing stopping you from doing it. Right? You can also plan it ahead as well, but just in case, it might be good to have those already in your car. And maybe bring a book, or, like I said, headphones, or bring tea or coffee. So you can pair it with another activity. So the next days of the 30 days, the next day self-care activity is to enjoy a cup of tea or coffee, right? I'm sure plenty of you like, I'm already doing that. That's fine. But I don't mean just drinking it. I mean enjoying it. So that means disconnecting from everything else and actually enjoying the drink that you prefer, whether it's tea or coffee. So actually, taking in the texture of, even though it's liquid, but surprisingly, you could get different textures with tea or coffee. So the texture, the taste, the flavors, the smell of it, how you feel physically and emotionally when you're drinking it. That's what enjoying it means. So not just, oh, I drink coffee every day. I'm sure thousands of people drink coffee every day, or tea. I'm a tea drinker. I love chai. But actually enjoy the tea and the coffee. Don't just drink it, enjoy it, right? So here's some benefits to enjoying a cup of tea or coffee. Um, the antioxidants in coffee may reduce the risk of liver cancer. The antioxidants in green tea may reduce tumor growth. Now, I'm not a medical professional. I'm a mental health professional. Different, right? So I can't tell you for sure if that's going to happen. And it's going to depend on a whole lot of factors. How far along are these things in your life? Other things that are going on in your health. I know nothing about that. So I'm always going to encourage you to speak to a medical professional. Talk to your doctor. If you have a doctor friend, talk to them. I am not saying that this is going to happen for sure. Okay, because I don't know that. Only Jesus knows that, really. But a doctor can give you a little bit more insight into the research and everything like that. So there are some medical professionals that do believe that the antioxidants in coffee and tea can help with some of those illnesses and issues. It could also possibly decrease the risk of dementia, Parkinson's, and heart disease. Again, talk to your doctor if any of these are an issue for you, or if you want to confirm or deny any of this information. White and green teas can help boost your immune system. So to help you, not get sick as much, or to recoup quicker, white and green teas can be really helpful with that. And enjoying a cup of tea or coffee allows you to slow down. Again, I was talking about that brain break, allowing your brain to rest. It helps it to be more effective and to be more creative. So it helps you to slow down when you just sit and enjoy a cup of coffee or tea. Gives you a moment of quiet and possibly a moment of peace. And like I said, you can pair this with the first activity I shared, which was going to a local park. So find a bench or sit in your car, windows down, sunroof, moonroof open, and enjoy a cup of coffee or a cup of tea of your choosing. So some tips to help you with that is don't overdo it. So most coffees and teas have caffeine, right? So caffeine, too much caffeine, can actually cause you to feel more anxious. Too much caffeine can actually cause you to feel anxious or more anxious. It can cause you to deal with insomnia, an irregular heartbeat. It may irritate your digestive tract and your bladder. So again, even with something simple as, just drinking coffee and tea or increasing that in your life, I always encourage you to talk to a doctor, a medical doctor, that can give you some insight into the research behind all of that. But also, if you have a doctor that knows you, that can run tests and things like that, they can let you know what's best for your. So remember, I said before that there's no right or wrong way to doing self-care as long as you're taking care of yourself. So something simple as this, if you're not if you don't regularly drink tea or coffee, it might have a negative effect on you, and that's not taking care of yourself. So for you, this might not be a great activity if it's going to create these issues for you. But you have to learn these things for yourself. You have to be able to take the time and be mindful and recognizing what works for me myself. So I hope that these tips were helpful for you. Please feel free to share with me in the comments or share this video with someone else. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And most of all, I encourage you to make self-care a priority for yourself. Find things that take care of you and start incorporating them into your life. I hope that you enjoy this information, and I'll be seeing you soon with day 26. Have a great day and stay mindful. Bye.